everyone, today's vlog is going to be a little bit different than normal, and I wanted to give you some insight before we get started, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. I don't want to be misleading. The title of this was really tricky because I don't want it to seem like one thing and then you get here and feel like bait and switch. It might even be a little bit less edited than normal. You can tell by my tone, I'm kind of in a serious mode about it. This is something I've wanted to talk about for a while and I've been waiting. Like I've mentioned in the past, I'm doing a Disney bucket list this year. So that's one of the reasons I got my annual pass. And I wanted to go do some certain things at Disney that I'd never done before. And the annual pass, if you go twice in 1 year, it's probably worth it. And plus all the discounts, it just seemed like a good deal. But the other thing I wanted to use it for was for some personal achievements. And I don't want this to sound prideful, it's not my intent. I really want this to be something that others can look to and hopefully use as encouragement as well. And specifically, I want to talk about weight loss and my weight loss and what that means to me and how I'm using Disney to help myself achieve that a bit and add some incentive to it. So it's not really gonna be about the food I eat at Disney or any of those kind of dieting things, but I did kind of want to just give you my story this week and just share that. So hopefully, like I said, it can encourage you or others that you know to lose some weight and try and live a healthier lifestyle. I'm not the healthiest person. We'll discover that in a couple minutes. I'm also gonna try not to make this too long, but I'm not really sure. I didn't script this one too much. I wanted to kind of be off the cuff and personal. As you can tell, my demeanor is a little bit more mellow than normal. I don't know why, it's just kind of how it's coming out and we're just gonna go with it. But it kind of feels like a fireside chat where I'm just chilling and talking to you guys. So hopefully that's okay. Before I get started, this did arrive this week, so I did get my Fast Pass for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parties. If you didn't know, I am also going in November to do the Christmas party and some other holiday things, because again, my bucket list going in a few weeks now. Man, I think it's like 3 weeks. It's crazy to see the Halloween stuff and Food and Wine Festival, and I'm going back in November for the holiday stuff before Thanksgiving. Hopefully it's not too crowded. But yeah, that came, and I like that it's Frozen themed. I don't know if they did that intentionally or I just lucked out, but thought that was cool. All right, so let's talk about weight loss. Weight and self-image is something that I have struggled with since I was a teen, I guess. I don't know. I was never one of the cool kids. I was fine with that. I was in band, I wasn't into sports, I liked geeky things and stuff like that. And so that was me, and that's what I like to do, and I think that that's totally fine. But I also wasn't the skinny kid that, you know, you see on posters and stuff like that. Weight was a little bit more difficult for me, and then I wasn't overly fat, I guess, but I don't know. The other thing was, when I was growing up, I would put on weight and then have a growth spurt and like thin out, and that was just kind of the pattern I was in. But I remember leaving high school and being a little more self-conscious about my weight. And so when I got to college, I worked on it. I didn't work out, but I walked a lot more. I was at Ohio State, there's a lot of walking. Even when I was living off campus, I would walk home on nice days. And so I just walked a lot. And then spring band for marching band was always great too. And that really helped me tone up a bit because there's just a lot of physical activity in that. And then I also just changed the way I ate. I grew up being told that, you know, clean plate club, which is nothing wrong. That's a generational thing. I get that it's not the best thing to do now and I don't recommend doing it. And I'm not crying, there's just a hair in my face. So there's that. What was I saying? Oh, but I also mistook being full for feeling full, like you couldn't eat anymore. And that was a mistake I made on myself. I don't remember being taught that. That's just how I ate. And so in college, I just changed that up. I remember like reducing my food plan. I didn't need that much food. And I dropped like 10, 15 pounds pretty easily. Now granted, I was 19 years old. Cutting out soda helped as well, but that was just how I dropped weight. So that was through college, and I probably got a little too skinny at one point, but I came out of college, and then all of a sudden you're at a job, and you're not on your feet as much, and you're sitting at desks, or my first job was an internship, and we had food at almost every meeting we had. So you just eat a lot, and it wasn't healthy food, it was brownies and stuff like that, which were good, and I didn't say no to them. It just was different, and I was now in my mid-20s, and you couldn't eat like that anymore. But specifically when I got to 30s when I noticed. My doctor had told me, and I was like, okay, I'm 30 now, I need to change my diet a bit or lose some weight. So I started calorie counting. I used MyFitnessPal. It's a great tool for trying to track what you eat, and I dropped probably about 20 pounds at that point over the course of 5 months, I think it was. But I slowly stopped using it, and then my weight started creeping up again. Until this past February when I met with my new doctor, and he said, the one thing I'm gonna talk to you about is your weight. And I hadn't really realized what my weight had gotten up to. And the reason I waited to do this video too was I was ashamed of my weight. I didn't want to tell you what it was, so I wanted to hit a specific goal. So my weight in February was 234 pounds. I think that's the heaviest I had ever been in life. And so my doctor, showed some concern. We have a lot of heart health issues in my family, so you just gotta be careful about that. And it's funny now looking back at pictures of myself and even like the first videos I did, and you can kind of see the weight loss there because those started in April. We're about 6 months out from February at this point, so it's been about that long. And so he wanted me to try and lose some weight, and he gave me a diet recommendation. And he said, I want you to cut down to 1,500 calories a day. And I kind of almost laughed in his face. I didn't think it was possible. But being the good doctor that he is, he actually gave me a diet plan to go with that recommendation. And so I took it home and I read it, and I'm like, I can do this. It was a light breakfast, something like I normally did anyway, a moderate lunch, which is the one thing I probably changed the most, was eating at work and packing a salad. But I had already kind of been doing that, but I was just trying to be more consistent about it. It's very easy to go out for lunch in the workplace. So I just tried to cut back on that. And then a lighter dinner, which again, I was doing pretty well at, but it was really just about portion control and weighing what I was doing. Because slowly, you're like, I'm gonna have a cup of cereal. And then slowly that cup becomes 2 cups. You don't even realize it because the bowl doesn't look full when you put a cup in it. But you don't need more than a cup at a time. So that's what I did. And I started doing that, and it was actually pretty decent. I remember him also telling me that one of his patients just use lean cuisines because they're 300 to 400 calories at night, and it's very easy to portion control it yourself. I have not resorted to that. I do have some in the freezer as a last minute resort. I tend to go more with eggs and like a protein like turkey sausage or something like that at night if I just need like a meal that's low in calories and high in protein. The other tricks I've done is, like I said, I've done more salads during lunch. Marzetti's has some great dressings that are low calorie. I don't like yogurt dressings, so these are better than that, and they're all natural, so that's also nice. They're 60 calories for 2 tablespoons, so that's perfect. I also tried making sure I was measuring the cream I put in my coffee and how much milk I put in my cereal. I started making overnight oats every morning for breakfast and used almond milk or cashew milk for those and just measured those portions religiously. Like I said, in February I was at 234 pounds. Now I am at, as of today, which it's Sunday, so I was hoping to meet this goal, but I'm off by 0.2. So we're still gonna do this video. I'm at 200.2 pounds. So I'm not quite there yet. This is where my doctor wanted me, but I'm not done. I'm gonna try and go for another 20. We'll see how that goes. I have an outstanding appointment with a nutritionist if I ever want to meet with one, because at some point your calorie counting is going to plateau and that's not going to work as easily as it did before. Speaking of, the other thing that I've been doing to help myself out is I bought an elliptical. At my last job, we had a gym membership. It was like $100 a year, and I would go with my friend, and that was a great way for me to go. It was a little bit difficult because we'd go over lunch. I often had meetings right before lunch that would go late, and it just was not in the mood to go, so we would cancel. And I could have told him to push me more, which I probably should have, but I didn't ask him to because I didn't really care. But between the elliptical and then changing my diet, that's what's really made the difference. When I work from home, usually on Wednesdays and Fridays, I go downstairs to my basement, hop on the elliptical for 20 to 30 minutes, put on YouTube, watch some videos, work out to that. And then the nice thing is it kind of offsets my caloric intake for the day. So I can go have Starbucks or I can have a beer at night without too much guilt. So I should probably tell you how Disney has factored into all this. If you are still watching this video, thank you. I don't know if this is interesting or helpful. I really don't. I'm using Disney as my goals. So my goal for my September 28th trip was to be at 200 pounds. Like I said a few minutes ago, I am 0.2 pounds away from that. I should be good. I have 3 weeks to go. I think I'll be fine. And then the next goal will be in November, which won't be as extreme. My goal from the last time I got home in June till now was 10 pounds, I think. And so it'd probably be like 5, maybe 4, something like that, but get me down into the 90s. My ultimate goal is 185. If I can hit 180, I'll be very happy. So each trip, I'm gonna try and set myself a goal. And that's what I mean by my Disney diet plan. Like I said, I hope that's not a misnomer. When I'm at Disney, I still enjoy the foods. That's part of why I diet up here. The nice thing about Disney is you're walking a decent amount, so you're kind of burning more calories than you probably are at home naturally. But yeah, so I'm down 34 pounds and I'm gonna continue to try to lose weight and using Disney this year to help me set goals for myself. And I think that's the other important thing, is to set goals for yourself. It's totally doable. I did not change my diet all too much. I wasn't a fast food eater. I've cut back because I would do Jimmy John's and stuff like that. The only fast food I've really had since February now is Chipotle. I'll go there on a semi-regular basis. It's an easier one to enjoy and still walk away not having blown all your calories for the day. So to wrap this up, I think I want to talk about a little bit what's in the future. Once I hit my goal, which again, my goal is around 185, 180, I'm interested to see what it's like to maintain that. I don't want to count all the time, so I might just kind of monitor myself and then weigh myself, because that was the thing I wasn't doing and how I crept up to be so heavy without meaning to be. But yeah, so I'm feeling more confident about myself. I remember about 8 months ago feeling really uncomfortable about my stomach and the way that it stuck out in the shirts, and my shirts feeling too tight and not wanting to buy new clothes. Well, now my stomach looks pretty flat when I'm out and I'm in a shirt. Yes, I'm still wearing large shirts, but when I still have room in my shorts and my jeans and stuff like that, and they don't feel tight and they don't hurt anymore, it's just a good feeling, and something that, yeah, it takes time to get there, but when you get there, there's nothing like that, and you feel very self-confident about it. Again, I don't want this to come across as prideful. That is not my intent with this video. My intent with this video is just to try and be an encouragement to other people, other Disney fans like me, that might see other people on Instagram and YouTube and feel like, man, I just don't have that build or that body type. And that's true. There's a few people I follow, I'm just like, man, I just don't look like that. And it's okay. I never will. I'm always gonna be a thicker person. That's just my build. And while society might not highlight that body type as much, nothing wrong with it. I'm also not gonna be muscular. I don't care to work out. I work out just to help myself, and because I found a way that makes it work for me without being too difficult for me to interject into my day. So I think that's my story. I think that's where I'm gonna wrap it up. The timer says that I'm at about 15 minutes, so we'll see how much I can edit this down. Again, this might be a longer video, and it's definitely a more solemn video, so I apologize for that. If you wanna see my laughter, my humor, check out one of my other videos. I try to be a little more upbeat and energetic and humorous around those, but I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I want to say this week. I am happy to talk about this in the comments or on Instagram or Twitter. I'd love to hear your stories about weight loss or your struggles. What do you struggle with in terms of self-image? Do you compare yourself to other people a lot? Do you try to balance your diet and yet nothing changes? Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. We're gonna have some more upbeat vlogs as I prepare. I think I've got 3 more coming before my trip. And I am very excited because I'm going to try and record video vlogs while I'm down there on this trip, which I didn't do last time because I was a little bit nervous to do. So I'm pretty excited to go try and do that this time and then come back and show you a little bit more about like what actually went on besides just some pictures I took. I also take plenty of pictures, so make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'll continue posting those there. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If it has been, give it a thumbs up and let me know your story in the comments. I don't know how to sign off when I'm this solemn about it. I'm also being really annoyed that the lighting is going in and out. I am ordering a light bulb lamp thing to help with that. But for now, this is what you get. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for paying attention to this vlog. I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have a great week.